Hi, everybody. This is Alberto Kennedy, aka Grimoire. This is part 2 of the different types of magics that exist or that is out there, right? This one I like, witchcraft, life magic, if you will. Witchcraft, the world over, every culture has a witch or a story of witches in it. I love it, you know? And witchcraft, or the wise craft, or the weird craft, you know, has always been about life and the protection of it, the sacredness of it, not just the life of the practitioner or the life of the loved ones of the practitioner, but life in general. Everything is alive. You know, I find that so beautiful concept. Everything is alive. We're connected to everything. Witchcraft celebrates the male in everything, the female in everything, you know, the androgynous in everything. Witchcraft, there's always been 4 sexes. And what does that mean? That means there's binary, man and woman, okay. But there's also a man and a woman and a man. And it runs the gambit. So it gets binary, non-binary, and everything else. Witchcraft has always been inclusive. And the reason why witchcraft and the practitioners of witchcraft have such a tight community, very loving and accepting, because they themselves were persecuted. Many witches, male and female, were persecuted for practicing magic. I remember when I was growing up, my mom, who is a witch, my mom, es curandera, bruja, 2 different things, but they do the same thing. My grandmother was one, my mom was one, and I'm one. A brujo. When she was teaching me, I remember I'm going back, and she taught me, don't be so open-mouthed about what you do, because they'll punish you. You know, there's people out there that still want to hurt people like us. You know, and I'm going like, oh no, I don't live in fear. No, I don't. I'm Mexican, black, and gay, and a queen. And I'm also 6'2" at 250 pounds. Let a motherfucker come up. But enough of that. Witches go through a lot. And we've been through a lot because we love to heal. We like protecting. We like empowering. We like inspiring, you know, working with herbs, working with the elements, communing with spirits, learning from them, and taking what we've learned from the spiritual world to the people that need that knowledge. Kind of like what I'm doing right now with this video, you know? Witches are awesome. And it's life magic. It's to help people live their best life. Doesn't have to be complicated. Doesn't have to be wrought with difficulties, tribulations, and challenges. No, the world does that for you. The world we live in does that for us. Witchcraft is a way for us to navigate through it, to help other people, as well as help ourselves to live our best lives. Witchcraft working with the living natural planet, its life force, nature itself, and every living thing to effect change for the betterment of all. Shamanism, indigenous sorcery. Shamanism, in order to be a shaman, you have to be either born into it or have an affinity for it and be trained in it. And let's be clear. Even a natural needs training. Now, who trains you is equally important as well. Because if you're lucky, you'll have a physical teacher and a spiritual teacher, a spirit on the other side teaching you. That's when you know you're natural, because they're teaching you on the other fucking side. They are both physical. You're walking the red road and the blue road. The red road is the physical. The blue road is the spiritual. You're walking two roads simultaneously. A shaman is. A shaman incorporates principles of witchcraft, life magic, and the added mystical/spiritual feature of altering one's consciousness to astral travel and enter other dimensions, states of being, and other higher levels of collective consciousness. This magic is mostly used to heal, protect, cleanse, and defend people, places, and things. So there's a bit of sorcery principles melded with witchcraft, life magic, a little ancestor magic. Shamanism is very, very pervasive with indigenous people. And when I say indigenous people, there's indigenous people in Europe too. The Celts. There's, that springs to mind right now, but probably one of my spirits. But yeah, there's many indigenous people. A medicine man or medicine woman, that would be the equivalent to a curandero in Mesoamerican tribes, where there's this form. Let me read it. My notes. This form of magic incorporates herbalism, witchcraft, shamanism, with the added feature of healing the physical and spiritual bodies. Let's see, and that's a magic. Medicine people, medicine magic. Let's see. I would put here. Yes. Okay. Also, little hint. This is not quite magic, but it will bump your magical game up. And that is the cultivation of your psychic and empathic ability. There are people that I have come across in my life. I was going to say long life, but life. Who were given power by the entities they served. But they had no power of their own. Now, there's an argument. Everybody has the ability to work magic. Yes, that is true. But everybody does not do the work to bring that ability to the front. So that ability is recessive. It's dormant. If you're not a natural, it's dormant. Psychic ability, empathic ability, really does help when you're working with magic. Let's see. In my notes, I want to cover this. Yeah, the development of psychic and empathic abilities enhances these forms of magics and any form of magical use exponentially. Okay, this is what I wanted to talk about. Now that I talked about the different types of magic, this is important. Yes, everybody has the ability for psychic ability and empathic ability, even the ability to work magic. They are dormant. You have to really bring it out via meditation, guidance, book smarts. You got to learn, got to read, but you can wake them up within yourself. Now, the reason why many people don't is not just because of society frowning on that, not because of familial conditioning, societal conditioning, religious conditioning, and all of that, which does play a part, but that's not necessarily it. The reason why is instinctively we are aware that the universe works in a state of balance and counterbalance. What does that mean? That means there's a price to pay for these abilities. There's always a price to pay to have these abilities. Ain't none in this life free. Ain't nothing in this life free. And this is what they don't tell you. This is what many books, magical books, the world over, really do not mention this. There is a price to pay because of the counterbalance. For example, have you heard that rule? I think it was in the series Charmed. You can't use your abilities for personal gain. That's bullshit. Yes, you can. These abilities are personal. They're yours, you know? For example, when you apply for a job, and you have skills, you have applicable skills, a skill set for the job you're applying for. But you're competing with another person who's a relative of the boss. They get the job, you don't. Is that fair? No, it's not fair. Is that the way it is, though? Yes, it is the way it is. That's just how it is. And if you fight that, you look like you're the one just going through sour grapes, sour grapes, upset because you did not get the job that you know that you were qualified for, and somebody who just knows somebody got in. Government jobs work like that all the freaking time. You know, whenever I applied for a job, they told them, oh, well, you know, that they already hired somebody, but they're just putting it out there, saying that this position's available because they have to by law, but they already are going to give that job to somebody else. And that person knows somebody that, you know, worked. Well, so everything's rigged. Well, yes and no. Sometimes it is, sometimes it is. More often it is, but hey, you know. You use what you got to get what you want in this world. You use what you can to survive in this world. Using your abilities, your innate abilities, to secure an outcome for yourself is not abuse of power. Other people have different advantages. Yours is just a different advantage. Personal gain. Why is that a bad thing? The universe balances things out anyway, so you're not going to get too rambunctious with your abilities because the universe will kick your ass. You have a right to survive in this world like everybody else does. And if somebody has an advantage of nepotism, I have the advantage that I'm going to drop a spell and get that job. See if I don't. Now, balance and counterbalance. With these abilities, you might have a little OCD. You might have some kind of health issue that follows you during the course of your life. You might, that nobody gets to have it all in this world. No. Because this world wasn't made for perfection. This world wasn't made to live a perfect life. No. If not, everybody would be living that life. There's checks and balances. There's balance and counterbalance. These abilities come with a price. For example, the witches of old, they were helping people. And the very people they were helping turned on them. The Witch of Endor in the Bible, where at that time, necromancy was outlawed, divination was outlawed. All witches say, get the hell out of our city or we're going to have to kill you. We're going to kill you up. And so, but they ended up looking for the Witch of Endor because they needed her to commune with the spirit. And she helped them in the Bible. But she was persecuted. There's with these abilities, as much as you help people, you scare them because you are not the same as them and you have a little extra. So that makes them uncomfortable. Being in a relationship with a psychic is kind of daunting for the non-psychic because having somebody finishing your sentences, knowing what you're thinking, knowing what you're feeling before you even think or feel it, that can get annoying really quickly. So I've been told. It takes a strong individual to be okay with a magical individual. Not to mention the whole religious thing, the whole, persecution thing and burning at the stake thing and all that. There's always a price to pay when you have abilities. And that's, I want to tell people who are thinking about doing magic, getting into magic, and who wants to engage in magical endeavors, if you will. Know what you're signing up for. Because there's some doors once opened, you cannot ever close again. Know what you're doing. Know what you're rolling with and who you're rolling with. Yes, these abilities will always come with a sacrifice, a weight or cross to bear. These abilities come with a steep price. The more abilities you have, the higher a price you will pay in life. This feature to our abilities is to afford our existence counterbalance so that we do not adversely affect the spiritual evolution of others that we're connected to. Spoiler alert, everybody is connected to everybody in some way, shape, or form. That's something that you want to understand from the gate. Get it down from the jump. You are connected to everybody on the planet. Even the people you don't like, there's a connection you have with them, or else they would not have such a powerful negative charge for you. They taught you what you didn't like. They taught you some kind of lesson. You know you're over something when you're ambivalent. You look at them, you're going like, I don't want them to hurt, but I don't want them around me. I respect whatever path they're on, so long as they stay out of my lane. Before any of these magics, before any pursuit of these magics, we need to understand we are all here to evolve, to grow. Magic is a tool to help make that happen. That's what I have for you today. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. And again, I'm just trying to bring light to dark places. And I hope you guys are too. More videos coming soon. Okay.